Chainsaws do not buy property. The screaming of the chainsaw woke me up before I even realized I was home. I watched my 70-year-old oak tree hit the dirt, the ground literally shaking under my feet. Gary was standing there smelling like pine sap and gasoline with a smirk that made my stomach turn. It started with small things. A little pruning here, a moved property stake there. Gary had lived on the hill for 20 years and decided my woods were blocking his sunset. He told me, "I'm doing you a favor, kid. It opens up the yard." I told him to stay off my land. I even paid for a professional survey. He watched the surveyor drive the iron pins into the ground, and the second the truck pulled away, Gary was out there with a sledgehammer, knocking them into the dirt. The breaking point was a Friday in October. I came home from a work trip to a graveyard. 3 of my oldest oaks were gone, reduced to stumps and white sawdust that looked like bone meal. My yard was a scarred mess of tire tracks and mud. I felt the blood rushing to my ears, a high-pitched ringing that drowned out the world. Gary was on his porch, sipping a beer, looking like he had won a war. I did not yell. I did not walk over there. I sat in my car, my hands trembling on the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white, and called a forensic arborist. Gary thought he was just cutting wood. He did not realize that in this state, timber trespass carries treble damages. That means he owes me 3 times the value of the trees he stole. A 70-year-old oak is not a $100 sapling. It is $40,000 of mature heritage. The arborist tallied it up, $150,000. When the sheriff served the papers, Gary actually laughed. He stopped laughing in court when the judge saw the photos of him pulling up the survey pins. The judge called his actions willful and malicious. Gary had to sell his pristine house just to pay me for a view he stole. Now he lives in a condo with a view of a parking lot. I used his money to plant a wall of fast-growing evergreens right on the line. Sometimes, the most expensive thing you can buy is a view that does not belong to you. If you had a neighbor from hell, how far would you go to protect your home? Let me know in the comments.